using an attack that's not on your wheel in Primal Sphere. Is it worth it? What's good? It's your boy Rico. Welcome back to another episode of Pokemon Duel. On today's episode, we have 3 matches that I do want to show you. First things first, though, if you can, please go in the description below and vote. This is my free-to-play-ish deck that I'm going to be using, and I need your guys' help. Are we going to be using it for 10 days, or are we going to be using it for the entirety of this month? Please let me know in the, well, not in the comments, but click on the link, go vote, it's on Twitter, and let me know. So in today's episode, we have, like I said, 3 matches. 2 of matches I want to show you me running this deck. I think yesterday we started at 3.6. We're almost in 3.8, so it's not doing too bad. But the first match I do want to show, it features Hyphenated, good friend of the channel, and he's really going to showcase something that doesn't happen that often. An attack that you can use that's not on your Pokemon's wheel, and it's going to really illustrate the use of the Primal Sphere. But first, as always, we do have things to collect. Looks like there's is there a notice? No, there's no notice. Okay, so we do have boosters to open, and then we'll jump into those matches. 3, 7, 8, 4, not bad. But yeah, please let me know. Are we going to run this deck? We'll explain my deck when we get into the matches after Hyphenated's match. So we got nothing good there. What do we get? The Shelgon? Okay, nothing good here. Chespin. Yo, can we please get more information on Pokemon Shield and Sword? That's what I want. I want some information on that. All right, from this goal, can we continue the good luck pulling an EX? No, it's going to be a rare, a Tentacruel. I almost have 6 Tentacruels from my 6 Tentacool deck that I'm never going to run. But I thought it'd be cool to have the evolutions. All right, locked booster. Can we get something here? Oh, dude, and we only have 140 monthly points. We really need to get 1,000 so we can get the Mega Aerodactyl. I do not like how we only have access to 1 Mega Aerodactyl. We can't even get it in material, I don't think. But this weekend, I hope, depending on how caught up I am on Game of Thrones, I do want to stream, and I want to grind and get to that 1K points, if not more. All right, let's jump into the match featuring Hyphenated. All right, so in this match, Hyphenated, high level player, above 4K. Let's look at team preview, and I want to talk about the attack that your figure can use that they don't have on the wheel. Now let's talk about Struggle. For those of you who don't know what Struggle is an attack in the main series that you use when your Pokemon does not have any more, doesn't have any usable moves. Like if the PP is out. So if you had 10, well, it's like 35. You have 35 tackles, and all 35 have already been used, and you probably have other moves. But if every move is not usable, there's 0 PP left, your Pokemon uses the attack Struggle. Because it struggles, it doesn't know what to do. It hits the opponent, but then it also takes, I think it's half of the attack, half of an attack of what you would do to the opponent. So you take damage as well. Now Struggle. I did not know this, or I do not recall this until I had to ask somebody on Reddit. I can't remember the name, I'm sorry. But I had to ask on Reddit when the last time we've seen Struggle. Now, Butterfree has an ability. I can't remember what the ability is, but if it lands a miss, it shifts into the next segment, which I think it's like Confusion or something like that. But if Butterfree is confused, or not confused, but if it's burned or paralyzed, it shifts into the miss. Well, it hits a miss, and then it shifts into another miss, and if you attack a Poplio, the entire wheel is a miss, and it just keeps spinning and spinning and spinning until it cannot spin anymore, and then your Pokemon ends up using Struggle. Well, there is another case for this. I'll let you guys see it, and then we'll explain it. Oh, we forgot to go over team preview. So the opponent here, Molten DM, high-level player as well. Dude, I've actually been seeing more Absols lately. I don't know why, but I've been seeing more Absols. They have a pretty good deck. These are all meta figures, but they are rocking the Tyrunt and the Amora, right? That's how you say Amora. And then Hyphenate's running his the hybrid Ultra Beast deck with the fossils. So I'm pretty excited for the fossils. And like I said, he does, he's got double restore. I didn't know that. But he's got the Primal Sphere. Oh, you know what I want to talk about real quick? They need to implement this in Pokemon Duel. When you have your plates, right, in your deck, you can only have 8 slots. But there's only, I think, 2, 4. I think there's only 4 or 5 slots, right? And say if you had all one all plates that cost 1 in those 5 slots, that's all you could have is 5 out of 8. They need to make it so you can scroll. So like say you can have run 8 individual plates that only cost 1. I think they should implement that. That would be useful. Because now as we have it, there's only, I think it's 4 or 5 slots, I'm sorry. But you have to make it equal 8, or otherwise you're running less than 8 plates. So I think I should run that. But he's got the Primal Sphere, so let's go over the Primal Sphere real quick. Choose one of your restored Pokemon. Until the end of the duel, while that Pokemon is on the field, if the number of your own Pokemon on the field, bench, and in your PC is lower than the number of the opposing in those 3 categories, your fossil figures or your restored figures get plus 30 damage and plus 1 star. So in my head, I'm thinking, I thought it was individually if you have less than either in the PC, on the board, or on the bench, but it's all 3 cumulative, right? Cumulative. So it's all 3 of those put together. So essentially what that means is if you have a figure that's been excluded, or if a figure that's been taken away, that's when you can use, or that's when this plate is in use. So it's very, very situational. I'm currently running it in my deck, but I think I'm going to replace it for like a double chance or something like that, because we are rocking the EX Aerodactyl, and we want to DC and try to get that Sky Drop for that, basically like a stealth hit cheese, and the opponent gains weight. So it's pretty nice. So what deck would this be good in? Now we look at this Hyphenated's deck. I mean, he does have the Celestelia, but if it rendezvous, it's also going to bring one of the opponent's mon into the Ultra Space, meaning you are not going to have the advantage, and you're not going to be able to, the Primal Sphere is not going to be in use. So, I mean, essentially where it's good is if you get taken away, if Dawn Wing sends you to the Ultra Space. But I think what a really good use for it would be is if you're running a base Necrozma deck and run the Necroizer and then send your mon into the Ultra Space, then you're down a mon, then it will apply. But I have some testing to do. So let's continue watching this match. All right, so it looks like Hyphenate is going to threaten the Rocket Ride, but he's not going to do it because of the Mawile ability, which it doesn't allow them to move from the Ultra Space back onto the bench, so that's why he does not do it there. He's going to play the Primal Sphere now. Opponent here is going to attack with the Tyrant, and they both survive, so they're both going to evolve. Oh, Tyrantrum. Tyrantrum's actually not that bad, actually. It's really not that bad. So they both get an evolution off here, and the Aurora, I'm so sorry, I think is the better figure because of that 3-star purple can freeze mons 2 steps away. So Hyphenated is going to attack here, and they're going to get the rendezvous into the Sucker Punch, and now they are both gone. And now you take a look. He does have the plate in play, but look, both mons are gone. Plate is not in use, and well, I guess he has one more on the bench. So essentially that's what I thought. I'm like, all right, so if I go first, or if they go, if I go first, I have less mons on the bench, so therefore the plate would take in use. Or if the opponent had 2 mons in the PC and I only had 1 mon, that plate would be in use. But like, remember, like I said, it's cumulative. So it looks like he's going to bring on the stack attack. We're going to set up here, and the opponent is going to attack with their Steelix. And boom, he does hit the takeaway. Now let's take a moment to stop and look. And now if you look at him, boom. Oh, whoops. You see the plate. It is definitely in use. You see the plus 30 damage, and you see the plus star. So it looks like the opponent's going to bring back on the Steelix, while Hyphenate just brings on the stack attacker to the... Oh, it looks like he's going to bring on the Aerodactyl to the goal. So they're going to attack with the Steelix. Gets the Rock Polish into the miss. I think Hyphenate attacked here, and take a look at the Aurora Beam. It has 4 stars. Has 4 stars, and he's going to choose to freeze the Tyrantrum. But because of the Rock Polish, they're going to attack here. I agree with the attack because it has a large gold, but he gets a takeaway. Well, I guess the Aerodactyl is the only thing that can use it, but he's going to get the call signal and bring back on the Celestelia. Let's see if I believe it's still in use, right? Yeah, because he has 2 figures taken away. Yeah, he definitely has 2 figures taken away, so he should have. Yeah, see, there you go, plus 30 and the plus star. So Hyphenate looks like they're going to corkscrew crash here, get rid of the Mawile. I love this because Mawile is threatening to the Celestelia. So he gets rid of the Mawile. Love the play here by Molten. They're going to gold block here so they can unfreeze their Tyrantrum. Hyphenate gets the fly. He's trying to send the Steelix away, but I like how he moves next to the Tyrantrum because the following turn he can attack here. Hope for the rendezvous, but he does not get the rendezvous. He flies here. And what he's going to do is he looks like he's going to sack the Celestelia. I don't know why. Why'd you sack the Steli? Looks like he's going to attack with the Tyrantrum. Unfortunately, he does. Oh! He KOs this because of the big bite. That's actually, it shows off the big bite. I forgot about that. It shows off the big bite because it is a Steel Mon. It takes no damage, and this thing gets KO'd instead. And now this Tyrantrum is on the board. It is evolved, and it can only get KO'd by something that's been evolved. So he can move here. He can attack. The only thing he needs to worry about is the takeaway. Hyphenate here is going to attack. I don't know what he was hoping for here because he's going to get surrounded. I think maybe he was just trying to cycle Mons out, but he's going to attack their own Tyrantrum here, and he gets the Roar in the Thrash. Can't move it away because the Mew is in the way. Looks like Molten is going to Air Balloon here, and Hyphenate is going to Continental Crush, and this is going to give this thing a weight of, I believe it's like 17 or something like that. 17, yep, 17 weight. And he's going to continue tagging to the Tyrantrum, and he gets the Thrash into the Head Smash. So the opponent, Molten, is going to make Hyphenated's Tyrantrum, because it is evolved, is going to KO it, and it's going to send it to, or it's going to exclude it. So the only way Hyphenate can bring it back is with the Restore. Oh, but he has the... Wait, does he have the... He does have it. No, the opponent has that. So that's the, yeah, that's the only way he can bring it back. So here's where it happens, guys. Here's where it happens. Sorry, let's go back. Look what's happening here. Tectonic Rage. What happened to follow the previous turn is that the Aerodactyl hit its taunt. And because it hit the taunt, how it states is, there it is, the struggle. So let's stop that. Sorry, we'll go over this. Clutch Trick Room right here. So now this thing has 3 MP, and this thing has 2 MP. So the following turn, or the previous turn, Aerodactyl hit the taunt. So we know what taunt does. The following turn, or to the opponent's end of their next turn, if they roll a blue or a purple, it's going to shift until there is no more purple. Because the Tectonic Rage is just all purple, it is going to continuously spin until, I don't know if there's like an algorithm where it spins a certain amount of times, but it's going to spin, you know, until it cannot spin anymore. It hits struggle. It does 10 damage. And Aerodactyl did hit the Stone Age, so that's why the Aerodactyl did KO the Steelix. Milo, there's something to talk about here. This is implemented in the game, but we don't see it that often. So that begs the question, are there going to be more instances where something like this happens? Because if it's a bug, you know what happens when it's a bug. It just crashes the game. This is not a bug. This is implemented in the game. We've only seen it in 2 unique situations. 2 unique situations that I know of. So if you guys know of any more situations where struggle happens, please let me know in the comments below. Now, I have not finished this match, so I don't even know if he wins. So let's continue to watch and see what happens here. The Aurorus still has weight, and now looks like Hyphenate is going to attack with the Stack Attacker, although Stack Attacker doesn't have the greatest odds, but doesn't necessarily have bad odds either. It's kind of because of both have large blues. So I think the Trick Room is now gone. He's going to attack again. Gets the Gyro Ball, but unfortunately for Hyphenated, Mawile did not hit a damage. So now what is Hyphenated going to do? They're going to Corkscrew Crash. Why is that 2 MP? Wait a minute. 3 MP. Oh, is the Trick Room still in effect? I guess so. Okay, that's why. So he's back to 1 MP. He's going to be defensive here with his own. Got to be careful here because the Z move is coming up. Oh, okay. Yo, so we used the ability. That was awesome. Okay, so let's pause it. I haven't seen that yet. Okay, so we used the Aurorus ability to bring back the Tyrant because it got excluded. So it goes back to the base one. Oh, dude, this thing's level 1. Not even going to level it up. I guess you don't necessarily need to. I mean, if it's, well, I don't know. I think I'd still level it up. But he comes back and he's frozen. I think that's kind of cool how it comes back frozen because it's a fossil. Like, I mean, I don't know. I kind of nerd out about that stuff, so I think that's pretty cool. Anyway, ooh, another Trick Room. So the Stack Attacker does have 3 MP the following turn. Did Hyphenated attack there? Why do you have a... Oh, yeah, because of the Trick Room. So, okay, I agree with the play. I think I would have just taken the entry point, though, with this thing. But then again, it's not... Yeah, this thing's not really going to do anything to the Tyrantrum, and because it's not evolved. Okay, so no, I agree with that play. Question is, how is Hype... Dude, this thing could be a good goalie. Nice taunt. 3 MP Celestial. Let's go. Oh, Trick Room is still in effect. Oh, and he gets a... Oh, dude. Clutch. Now he can move right next to the... Oh, this could be bad. Rendezvous. Trick Room still in effect. That should be game, right? 3 MP? Yep. What the... Play. Okay. GG's. That was a very interesting game, and there was a lot to learn there. Very lot to learn there. So hopefully you guys know how to use Primal Sphere. Now, here is the question that I asked at the beginning. Is it worth it? Do you guys think it's worth it? Yes or no? Please let me know in the comments below. I think it's very situational. I'm probably going to take it out of my deck, but let me know how you guys are going to use it. All right, now let's jump into 2 matches. I want to explain my deck, and they're quick matches, but there's definitely something to be learned in these matches. All right, this first match is basically what I want to talk about is board awareness and know your matchups. Now, take a look at my opponent here. I don't know what their name is, but they have everything. Chain 10, level 10. They have 2 EX Aerodactyls, and they do have the Mega Aerodactyl. Now, this is what I was saying. I've been running into Absols. This man is running double Absol. I don't know why. So here is my free-to-play-ish deck, all right? So that's a free figure. That's not necessarily a free figure, but I'm sure most people have the Vibrava. If you don't have Vibrava, like I said in the last video, it's 450 materials. It's always going to be good. Go ahead and get it. Duel Blade is free to play because you do get the figure. Now, I did add the evolution onto it because I ran into situations where I attacked the Duel Blade and I either got like frozen or status and I couldn't evolve after that. And, you know, I have the figure. I might as well just run it. And because I don't enjoy losing, okay? So that's why we added on there. And we are rocking the runner Aerodactyl. And then I know this figure, it's not a free-to-play figure, but this figure is kind of a flex figure. You can add anything in here, like your beater, whether you have like a Zoro or a Solgaleo, or just like your best figure that can either heavy purple. I mean, this could even be Combuskin. If you guys don't have Combuskin, I would consider getting Combuskin as well because that 3-star Cyclone Cake is so good. It still counters the meta, so this could definitely be a Combuskin. But I wanted to run it because I told you guys I do like the Aerodactyl. I love its wheel, so that's what we're going to currently run. And again, we're going to be running this deck probably for 10 days or the entirety of the month, depending on what you guys decide. Now, what I want to talk about is in this matchup here, know your matchups. Now, I do see the opponent is rocking a double Absol. And I am rocking the Duel Blade. And we know what Duel Blade does. We know its ability has the built-in no-guard ability. Absol has a dodge. So if Absol hits dodge, it's going to shift into the Sucker Punch. Now, I know it can hit Swords Dance and then into the dodge and then into the Sucker Punch, which could be really, really bad. But this thing out-damages it, and it could out-damage it if I get my own Swords Dance. So that's just something to be wary of. So I'm going to go first. I'm going to play the Primal Sphere because I did not know what it could do yet. And they're going to rush up with the Eevee, so we're definitely going to take the goal with the Vibrava. And Eevee's so good. The Vibrava's so good against Rush. So they're going to be defensive here with the Absol. I'm like, okay, that's interesting. So what I'm going to do here is we're going to be aggressive with Mew. And this is what I want to talk about for you guys if you're going to try to run a Mew. If you're running a Mew, I suggest running a double runner. That way, say you go first. You put something right here. The opponent is, they're either going to counter it right here to stop the rush, or they're going to move something to the goal. Now, let's say they put something right here. What you can do is you can rush up with Mew the following turn right here, which I have done. Because if they counter the Mew, then what you can do is you can air balloon attack right here and try to get the shuttle flip cheese. My Mew is level 10 and everything is into the shuttle flip. Now, my opponent is smart. They're 3.8, and they cover up right away, so we can go for some cheese. But what it does is it allows me to get an entry point for free. So we both have an entry point. So now they're going to bring on this Absol, and what I'm going to do is, because I see the Absols coming here, why Vibrava is so good is because they can attack when they move next to Vibrava. You guys know that. McKenna's calling me. I'll call you back. But we brought on this Aerodactyl because of the Primal Sphere, because I didn't know what it can do yet. So if this thing for some reason wants to take my entry point, or move right here, you know we can surround the following turn with the Aerodactyl. So what's going to happen is I'm going to bring on the Duel Blade, because I know Duel Blade can counter this thing. And they're going to attack me, I believe, right? So he hits the dodge, it shifts into the Sucker Punch. I'm like, okay. Now this is what I wanted to talk about with board awareness and know your figures. Don't be so hot to evolve. You guys know I rarely evolved my Combuskin, but that was back before like Mega Evolutions, or not Mega Evolutions, but Z moves. And so I rarely evolved my Combuskin. Now I kind of do. But anyway, don't be so quick to evolve, because I know my opponent has the Absol on the goal, and I know that if I evolved into the Aegis Slash, I mean, I know I could attack from range, but it could hit the Swords Dance into the Sucker Punch, and I wouldn't be able to out-damage it. So what I decided to do is I decided to not evolve here, because I know I have a pretty good matchup with the Duel Blade. So I'm going to advance here. They don't have any 3 MP Mons here, and because they're being that defensive, I'm just going to go and attack right away. And they do hit the Sucker Punch, and fortunately for us, we do hit the Gyro Ball, and that's GG, boys. There's nothing the opponent can do here. I'm going to actually take the Evolution, just to ensure the win. Actually, I think I won no matter what, and then they're going to forfeit win. So that's, like I said, it's very short. But what I want to do when I run this deck, I want to just show you, like, this is like my road, like kind of like road to 4K, but road to free-to-play deck, free-to-play-ish deck. And I just want to show you some highlights of the matches that I play with this deck. So let's jump into the last match. All right, so in this last match, it's just going to highlight the Mew and the benefits of having 2 runners, because like what I said in the last match, if you go first, you bring something here. If they bring something right here, you're pretty much golden the following turn. You can bring Mew, and the runner, whatever's here, they're gonna have to cover goal. They're gonna have to goal block, or they're gonna get cheesed. So they go first though, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bring on Kangaskhan, because look at my opponent's deck. Ghost, Ghost, Ghost. Gonna be near the goal, gonna try and cheese, and this is gonna be dangerous. So what I'm gonna do is we're gonna bring Kangaskhan on our goal, because I know he's gonna rush with the Mars Shadow. So he rushed with the Mars Shadow. I thought about putting Vibrava right here. Please let me know in the comments below if you felt like that was a better play, because he couldn't have moved through with the Vibrava. But then what was I fearing? I don't know essentially what I was fearing, but we decided to bring on the Kangaskhan. Let him take the entry point instead. Now because he moves here, I'm automatically gonna rush up with the Mew. It gives me a free lane, and what is he going to do? He's going to have to cover here or allow me to take the entry point, and which you can't really do. I mean, he does have the goal block. So what my opponent does, they're going to bring Lucario, and they're going to attack. I don't necessarily know why they attack. Maybe they wanted to build up their Z-Gauge, but because they did this, now it gives me free range to Air Balloon and go for a cheese win. And we're going to attack the Scrafty because it has no blue, and boom, we get the shuttle flip, and that is GG, boys. So I just wanted to highlight that match, because a lot of the times, whether you go first or whether you go second, you can put Mew in a threatening position to, 1, take the entry point, or go for game right away. And even if you don't hit that roll, everything's usually hitting for 100. You're not going to get KO'd. They're going to have to cover goal. The only downside would probably be like a Lunala or even a Dawn Wings if it's their first attack. But we're going to cut the match or video there. We do need to call McKenna back. So I will catch you guys in the next one. Till then, ladies and gentlemen, as always, peace.